Daddies, kings and queens, welcome back to your Sexy Lords channel, and today we will be discussing how one post-workout meal can take your physique from 0 to 100 real fucking quick. Now let's cut straight to the chase. Now you might be wondering, why is this guy so big, buff and gets tons of bitches, and this guy gets none whatsoever, gets no play, and he's skinny as fuck? Well, King Tan over here has a post-workout meal every session. You could have guessed that, right? So you might be wondering, Daddy Lord the Third, why is a post-workout meal so vital for me to get pussy and get fucking huge for next summer? I'm very glad you asked, Kitten. So more or less, having a post-workout meal straight, and I mean straight after a session, more or less 3 to 5 minutes. You finish your workout, finish your last set of bicep curls, go straight downstairs. Open up your box of Rice Krispie treats, some rice cakes, and you follow that up with a shaker full of protein powder. Get some milk in there and you drink it. More or less what this does is it makes you anabolic. Oh hell no, it makes you anabolic as fuck. Meaning you're growing and not losing muscle, and catabolic means you're losing muscle. So how you're anabolic exactly by having a post-workout meal is that after you work out, your insulin, meaning the hormone that is secreted from the pancreas when you need glucose and carbs to be delivered straight to your muscles, that's particularly sensitive after you work out. Now, why is this relevant? You might be wondering. So think of it like this, yeah. You're insulin sensitive. Straight after you work out, it's extremely sensitive to any carbs, any sugar you put into your body. So we use that to our advantage. We have Rice Krispies or rice cake, and that sort of stimulates the production of insulin. And then you follow that up with a protein shake, 60 grams of protein, and that basically shuttles all that protein straight to the muscles straight away. Now, this more or less will promote better recovery, a more anabolic environment, and better hormone health, apparently, because you're creating that more anabolic environment and not becoming catabolic. So, also another way that a post-workout meal can massively help your gains is that it actually stimulates the production of IGF-1. Now, you might be wondering how does this happen? IGF-1, it is produced by mostly growth hormone, but it needs insulin to make that liver, to make it sensitive to that growth hormone. Meaning, firstly, why this is insane is that obviously your insulin is super sensitive after you work out. And what hormones you produce whilst you work out, that sort of will linger after you work out, growth hormone. So just think for a sec, why is this fucking huge, and it will make you fucking big as well? IGF-1, one of the most anabolic hormones out there, promotes growth on bones in young teenagers, enhances protein synthesis, which is one of the most important processes for growth and getting buff as fuck and getting sexy. And having this hormone being produced after you work out, as well as having recovery, makes you more anabolic, enhances protein synthesis, and this combined with better recovery from the insulin spike and fueling that with protein straight to your muscles. This is exactly what you need to just take your recovery and take your gains to that next level. Now you might be wondering, why is this little bitch here gets no pussy and no play whatsoever, so weak and frail compared to Big Daddy over here? Well, this pussy has no post-workout meal, as you could probably perceive. Now what this means is that after he works out, his muscles need to recover, and what his muscles do is they start to break themselves down to get that amino acid, to get that protein. And this is a catabolic process. Catabolic obviously being the opposite of anabolic, and it's sort of breaking down tissue and making you smaller, making you weak, making you a fucking bitch and not getting you pussy. And more or less this is going to make you not recover as fast as you could do having a post-workout meal, not making that anabolic environment like having a post-workout meal does, and overall going to give you less gains. So you might be wondering, I told you this earlier, but how can I put this into my own workouts? How can I implement this myself? Well, all you really need is 40 to 50 grams of carbs, followed by, I would say 50 or 40 to 70 grams of protein, which you can get from a protein shake. Oh, and make sure all these forms of carbs and protein are super fast absorbing, with the protein being a powder form, which easily digests, and the carbs being either fruit juice, like candy bars, or like sweets, or like Rice Krispies, or like rice cakes. So it's very easy, it's very cheap, meal to have. I mean, you ain't need to have like a full box of chicken and rice, because that isn't gonna absorb quick. You just need to use the spike to your advantage. You need to use the fast absorbing properties of this food to your advantage, and just spike that insulin, spike that recovery process straight away, spike that IGF-1, and just kickstart those gains, bro. So yeah, 50 grams of carbs, 60 grams of protein, and you're in, bro. Just like that. You go from this little bitch who gets no pussy to this sexy daddy who gets tons of pussy and tons of play. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. If you have, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.